I'm Joanna Small, the Public Information Officer for the Commerce City Police Department. It's Monday, May 13th, and these are your weekend high or lowlights, depending on how you look at it. It's essentially our video blotter where we give you a rundown of the most significant incidents your CCPD patrol officers responded to over the weekend. But we always like to start off with a few fast facts. We answered 254 calls for service and made 22 traffic stops. Now here are those highlights in chronological order. Very early Friday morning, officers were called to the 7,000 block of Garden Lane to take a report of a vehicle that had just been stolen. Other officers spotted the stolen truck on Highway 2, and it failed to stop when we attempted to contact the suspects inside. An Adams County Sheriff's deputy successfully deployed stop sticks, which punctured the truck tires. 3 people bailed out and fled on foot. Officers caught 2 of them, one of whom we believe to be the driver, who was obviously intoxicated or under the influence of drugs. Fentanyl was also found inside the truck, and the suspected driver had 2 felony motor vehicle theft warrants. Both suspects are facing a range of charges from motor vehicle theft to DUI to unlawful possession of fentanyl, obstruction, and vehicular eluding. Also on Friday, officers were called to I-270 and Vasquez for reports of a felony menacing that stemmed from a road rage incident. The suspect struck another vehicle and then fled the scene, but the victim followed. The suspect then pointed a gun at the driver and her children while they were all inside their vehicle. The Adams County Sheriff's Office located the suspect's vehicle, which contained a number of open alcohol containers as well as a handgun. The suspect was arrested and found to also be intoxicated. He now faces a slew of charges to include felony menacing, DUI, hit and run, child abuse, and prohibited use of a weapon. Overnight Friday into Saturday, officers were dispatched to what came in as an unwanted party. The suspect was refusing to leave a residence where he was no longer wanted, and he was armed with a knife. We also learned the suspect had 3 domestic violence warrants. After refusing to comply with officers' orders to exit, he barricaded himself in the attic. Officers used less lethal options, such as pepper balls, to remove him, and he was taken into custody. He's now facing felony menacing, resisting arrest, and first-degree burglary charges. Also on Saturday, officers were called to an undisclosed location for what turned out to be an assault on an at-risk or elderly, meaning over the age of 70, person. They learned a man who had recently been released from jail was combative and refusing to leave his family's property. During an altercation, he choked his stepmom, who was over the age of 70. Officers arrested him, and he is now facing third-degree assault and elder abuse charges. On Saturday night, officers came upon a rollover crash on Highway 2 at Quebec. They discovered the driver of the rolled vehicle was still trapped inside. Paramedics were called to extract the driver at the scene. Once he was out, he became combative with first responders. A search of the vehicle uncovered an open container of alcohol, and a search of the driver revealed he had a cut-off ankle monitor in his pant leg. We learned his license was revoked for 2 alcohol violations. Fortunately, the driver of the vehicle the suspect struck was uninjured. The suspect is now facing reckless driving, DUI, and driving with revoked license charges. Overnight Sunday, officers responded to yet another felony menacing incident that was the result of a road rage. The suspect vehicle followed the victim vehicle to the 12,000 block of East 104th Place, where the suspect then pointed a gun at the victim. The victim was unable to provide a license plate number for the suspect vehicle, so right now, the investigation into this incident is ongoing. That's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a safer week, Commerce City, and remember, if you need us, we are always just minutes away.